futon.
What's happening, YouTube? It's K Mega 405 live from the 405, where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers out there. And I want to talk about this game as you're looking at right now, Final Fantasy VII. I know this story is about a week old, but I just want to give my take on it and just express my excitement about this game coming back. Now, nobody actually knows how long this game is going to be before it comes to store shelves, but at least we know that it's coming, and that's something that I've been anticipating for a very, very long time. This is one of those games. Now, I know through Final Fantasy purists, they'll tell you that Final Fantasy VII was not the best Final Fantasy, it was Final Fantasy VI, but Final Fantasy VII for a lot of us was that genre-changing game. And what I mean by that is that's one of those games that when you first play it, you gravitate to that type of genre of game. Like, I never was a role-playing game guy. I was always about into fighters or action games, but never really into RPGs. I think the first RPG I ever played was Phantasy Star on the Sega Master System. I hated it, but I didn't understand what I was doing. Then I played Wild Arms. Then I liked Wild Arms, but it was just something that it was still kind of stale to me. And then I played a game called Dragon or Dragoon. That changed my whole perspective of how I was entertained by the turn-based system. Then when Final Fantasy came out, it was over. It was a wrap. I couldn't understand, how I slept on RPGs. And then, so I went back and bought quite a few RPGs and played them, and now I love them. And it's just one of my favorite genre of game that there is. But I also love the turn-based system. To me, it's more strategic. It's something that's where if you make the wrong decision, that you're going to pay for it. And that's something that I do miss, because a lot of RPGs has gone to this action-paced type of thing. And that's fine. But I do have a problem with what I was seeing with the new trailers, or the main trailer where you see the gameplay of Final Fantasy VII Remake. And the episodic thing is one thing that I'm not cool with at all. The only way, and I mean the only way that it could be satisfactory to me, is if it's kind of like Final Fantasy 12, where it's broken down like that, but you still have tons of gameplay. I mean, I don't want a 10, 15 hour game and you sacrifice all that time and effort of wanting to play the game and just to shorten it because you want to make it really, really pretty. I don't want that. I don't want it to be like Telltale. Telltale does it their way. I want the game to be 50 hours plus, and then, if I have to search and do everything that I need to do, hey, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? If it takes 100 hours to beat, that's fine, whatever. But I don't want that game to be anything less than 30 hours for sure. It has to be more than that. And I'm afraid that they might shorten it because they want the people that are not RPG purists, I should say, to they want them to join in and get into this type of genre of game. And I don't want them to, make it so overwhelmingly action paced to where you don't have enough strategy. But these guys know what they're doing. I just don't want it to turn into a money grab or to something to where they want to gravitate and make so much money out of it that they completely change, instant classic. So, but I was reading the article and from N4G, and those guys were saying that the game could actually be turn-based. It's just that you can move around in free movement. And to me, to be honest, I think that's the perfect compromise. If you could, you could retain the technical elements of the turn-based system and keep it, to like it's the original way it is, and have the movement for the new generation of RPG fans, the people that like it more action-packed, then I think that's the perfect remedy to make it fast and still yet make it technical, to have that feel for the old guys that has the nostalgia factor in it, and then for the new people that hasn't even played it, that will still get entertained because it's fast paced. That's fine with me. Like I said, it's just the episodic thing. You know, I'm looking at how this is right here. It's very linear. You know, kind of, you know, just go their own way. If it's going to be episodic and it's like, let's say to be the first one and it's going to be in mid-jar, and you want to keep the whole thing in mid-jar, and then the final boss at the end is where the game stops until you have a second one. This game's got to be huge. And I know mid-jar was really, really big, and you didn't really get to see everything that was in it, but the one thing about it is that I just don't want them to just pick and nick and pick, and then, oh, here's DLC of having this, or DLC for that, if you want to go in this area of mid-jar. No, don't do that to us. You know, let the game be the game and let us have fun with it. I mean, but all in all, I'm still going to buy this game no matter what, because the one positive thing about it is that they did listen to the fans and they brought it back. And this game looks absolutely beautiful. So just on that note, I'm going to have to buy it. You know, this is a day one purchase for me. Whenever the pre-orders come out, I will have it. And, you know, I'm just there. I'm still excited about it, but I'm still leery on a couple of things. But I'd like to hear your thoughts about it. Are you excited for Final Fantasy VII? You know, let me know. So this is your boy K-Mega405. We out.
Just what I gotta do is me or you, and boy, I'm staying. Know the ATF in listening. I just playing. Ay.
If I die tonight, I pray I get buried in clean drawers. Line us all up, just bury me with my dogs. If I die tonight, I pray I get buried